else. The cold-hearted reality is I have already signed the writ in this case. So if all I have to do is say the writ goes forth and we're done, I'm trying to give you a way out of this. But if you keep arguing things with me that aren't going to make, they're not going to make a difference. Whitaker Oaks versus Century Lundy.
For the record, Your Honor, Daniel Landsman appearing on behalf of Whitaker Oaks.
As well as Kenya and Kylan Wilson.
Wilson.
I'm sorry?
Kylan and Layla are at work. They're our children.
Okay.
So I'm Kenya Lundy and this is Saturi Lundy.
You're who?
I'm Kenya Lundy.
Gotcha. And you're Saturi. Got it. Okay. And how much is owing on this case?
Your Honor, as of today, at this time, the current balance is $2,630.08, inclusive of September and October's rent.
All right. Folks, how are you intending on getting this paid?
Well, going back to August 30th, from our understanding, there was a balance of it was like $900 and something at the time. In any event, we offered to pay $500 on August 30th and bring the remainder the very next day. We were told no, that we had to pay for August and September at the same time. So payment was refused. So that Monday was a holiday, which was September 2nd. So we went to that Tuesday, we went to legal aid because we were confused as to what was going on. Because we initially didn't get notice or anything of court, or we would have been here the first time. So we went to legal aid and they told us some things that we needed to do. We tried to go through DHS and Hawk. We couldn't get any help there because we didn't have an actual eviction notice. We kept being told from August 30th that the judge had signed a writ and that somebody was coming to set our stuff out within a couple of days. So, which prompted us to immediately go to legal aid. So we went through legal aid. They advised us to go through DHS, but again, we didn't have any evidence of
Let me ask you this.
an eviction notice to get any help.
It shouldn't have been set for here, you know that. Well, I didn't order to stay. Oh, that's right, afterwards. Got it. Because it was first time it came through. It did. Okay. All right.
And then my husband had paid $600 in the beginning of August. So we had
Okay, let me just stop you. Okay, just for a second. How are you gonna try to catch this all up?
well, we're gonna pay $900 today. And then we need another week to pay.
You got 900 today,
And then the balance is after that.
that was the balance.
You said 2,000.
I have 200 and
And then there's 200 in escrow.
I have 200 in escrow. So if you pay the 900, that's 1,100 off of that. So you would owe about 1,530 and 8 cents. Okay.
So he wants to know when we're gonna pay the balance.
A week. Folks, let me ask you
Week.
this. It will be. Folks, let me just ask you, you're gonna need some assistance to get this done, you think?
Well, we just applied for, now that I have something from the court, I did go and apply for
Okay.
SER through
I
DHS.
know. How many people are in your house?
4.
So that is only going to get you about $740. That's if you're approved.
Okay.
Okay. But that means everything else has to be paid before they're going to pay that.
Yeah, yes. So the question is, when do we need another week? Yes, he said another week. And we'll pay the remainder.
Remainder of what?
But 11, what did you just tell us the remainder was? I'm sorry.
About $1,530.08.
$1,530. You need more than a week? Could you talk to him, please?
If you can give us a little more than a week, if you can.
No more than a week. I only have to the 25th. I only have, my dates are the 11th and the 25th.
I can have it.
By the 25th.
Yes. Okay.
Mr. Landman, I know you might object.
Your Honor, I was at somewhat of a slight disadvantage because I saw the motion for the first time, maybe 15 minutes ago. It was not sent to me by the Lundys. Let me supplement a little bit as to, and maybe correct some of what was said, just if for no other purpose than to complete the record. The Lundys paid $500 at the end of July. The default judgment was entered on August 9th. The Lundys were served through a second mailing from this court, as well as, I believe, according to the Register of Actions, substitute service from the court officer. So I respectfully disagree with their position that they didn't receive the paper. Be that as it may, a judgment was entered August 9th. They were to pay or vacate by August 19th. They did neither. There was communication with my client at the end of August, which was Labor Day weekend. So the office was closed on Labor Day weekend. They did not offer to pay in full for the end of the month because they would have wanted to come in on August 31st when the office wasn't opened. The fact of the matter is they didn't pay September. They haven't paid October. They also didn't file this motion until September 25th, which makes it incredibly untimely. They did speak with legal aid. Ms. Kim from legal aid communicated with me on September 11th. I was under the impression that she was going to be representing the Lundys. I heard nothing further from her. I followed up twice to find out if legal aid was going to be involved and heard nothing until your staff contacted me on September 25th, indicating that this motion had been filed and the $200 had been placed in court escrow. So I understand that the court has a policy of trying to get this stuff caught up. And I guess I would say this: if the court reschedules this matter for October 25th and payment has not been made in full of the entire $2,630.08, then I believe the order of eviction, which this court already signed,
Yes.
should be enforced.
All right.
I would say that waiting further for DHS should not be something that this court is inclined to do, given the sequence of events.
You understand that, folks?
Totally understand.
However, we did speak to Danielle on August 30th, and we told her that we would bring it.
Ma'am, let me explain something to you. You can sit here and argue about it.
I'm sorry?
You can sit here and argue about it and try to give me all of those details. The cold-hearted reality is I have already signed the writ in this case. So if all I have to do is say the writ goes forth and we're done, I'm trying to give you a way out of this. But if you keep arguing things with me that aren't going to make, they're not going to make a difference.
Sir, I'm not arguing at all.
I know, but you're trying, look,
I'm sorry.
what I'm saying is this. Here's the amount that's owed. There's already a writ. They really, truly don't have to take any partial payment, right? So you tell me you're going to pay 900. I've got 200. You told me that you can have everything done by certainly the 25th. So I'm just trying to give that to you.
Okay.
Follow me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Because all I want you to do is have a home. That's my objective here. All right. So I'm going to adjourn it to October 25th 2024 at 1 p.m. Folks, get it in before that point in time. Okay, just so we can just put this. And then I'm going to release the escrow, release the $200 to plaintiff.
I have a question, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like us to pay the Whitaker Oaks, or would you like us to
Pay Whitaker Oaks.
Okay,
All right, so they don't have to wait for us to get it,
okay,
to get the money.
And based on the statements made on the record, they intend to pay 900 today.
Yes,
And if it's not paid, then the writ should go forward.
that's true. All right. Okay, thank you.
We keep it working like Oouchie the boss. We trying to catch up like we hit us a fault. We gotta win, ain't taking no loss. We ain't